Wow. So, I've spent the better part of the last 4 hours sleeping and crying off and on. um, I think it's silly and stupid to live your life in a movie. However, um, Frozen 2 just came out. And that song, I've seen Dark before, but not like this. The grief has a gravity. It's called The Next Right Thing. That's all I've been trying to hold on to lately is The Next Right Thing. You know, it feels like when I was little, I thought that life was just like a really simple game. You roll the dice, you spin the wheel, you shuffle the cards, and you just produce stuff. You do stuff. You go to school, you get good grades, you get a scholarship, you go off to the next school, and you get all this education, and you get a good job, and you find the love of your life, and you create a family, and everything just works out. And if your life is like that, good fucking job. Congratulations. But that is not what it has been. This last 18 months has been nothing but a test. I was graduating school, got a brand new car. It got wrecked. Like 5 weeks after having it, some dumb, idiotic college girl thought there was a four-way stop. It wasn't. Pulled out in front of me. There was like $32,000 of damage. It had to be 33 to total out the car. I was injured. I could not even flex an extent, like flex and point my ankle. So I go and look for a job, and I get a job in California managing a dance gymnastics facility. Get out there, and everyone's quitting, so they want to put me on the floor. And after a few weeks, they decide that I'm just not the right fit for the industry, for them. I'm not the right fit for a manager because I'm not blending in basically with upper management and what they think and blah, blah. So of course, because I'm being myself, that's been the story of my life, where I'm being myself and standing true in my integrity and going, no, I know this based on the knowledge I have. I know blah, 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 blah. And then people just don't like me and decide, oh, well, he doesn't succumb to authority. He doesn't do what he's told to. Well, I was raised to be yourself. Like my whole life, I've been told that if you stick true to yourself and you maintain integrity and you believe and have faith in your path, that you will succeed and you will flourish and you will thrive. Is that true? Because it doesn't feel like it. It certainly doesn't feel like it at this point in my life. So after that job ends up being a disaster and they don't end up paying me almost anything, because again, he promised me all this stuff. He's like, oh, we're going to pay you this much an hour, and we're going to give you all these lessons, and we're going to give you this, and we're going to give you team, and we're going to give you privates, and blah, 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 and choreography. Okay, I've been here for 4 months, so my rent is $1,900 because we're in the Bay Area in California, and I need money. I need money, and they don't give a flying shit. And so I leave, come back, dedicate myself, and go, you know what? I just need habits. Dedicate myself to my spiritual path. Come back and just work on Uber and work on being, a motivation for yourself and a motivation for others, and get yourself together and put everything together and get all this stuff done. And as I'm doing that and I'm building all this energy up, everything's flourishing, everything's setting up for the next year. And then the shit of all shit happens where I feel weird sharing this out loud, but a legal case came to me in May. So after I go through all this shit with the car, all this shit with California, come back and put stuff together. I lost my cats in the middle of that 5 months put myself together, by the way. Lost my cat of 4 years who was just an angel to me. Try to pull all this stuff back together. Get a legal case. Someone accuses me of something that is just out so far and above and beyond my capacity to understand that it shattered all of my faith in humanity and the system. Shattered completely all of my faith in the system. And learning how the legal system works over the last, well, it was, cleared-ish. It was no build. Do you know what no bill means? No bill means there's not enough evidence for this case to go forward. However, we're going to leave it in limbo. And we're going to let you rot in limbo for at least a year. And after a year, maybe we'll expunge the thing from your record. Maybe. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe. We'll have to see what the judge says. Like, just ridiculous. All the energy shows up. I couldn't work my teaching jobs at all for 2 months. And because there was just nothing. I had nothing. And like, it's just the person I am, like just today, my fiance reads this thing to me about apparently these 2 boys who decided to cut off a dog's ears for fun. And I was like, I don't understand how people can hurt living beings. Like, I feel bad squishing bugs. Like, because I know that we're all part of Source, and everything that's alive is part of Source, and that we're all from the same tree of light and love and joy, and we're all suffering and through different stuff. And my faith is shattered, guys. It is shattered. Like, a voice inside my head is telling me, well, you should have just stayed with Jesus. You should have just kept all your faith in following Christ's message. Okay, I've done a lot of research, guys, and he's not the only person with that message. That is a general religious theme. Like, it's a general religious theme. And everyone can pick or choose their own religious direction. But generally, the message is have compassion and faith and love people. Do you know how hard it is to love people when they lie about you? Do you know how hard it is to have compassion for a society that doesn't seem to support us as a whole, that is specific and indoctrinated towards like a very, very direct path for what the right thing is? And I'm just exhausted. And after all of this drama over the last 18 months, like, what the fuck is happening? Why is all this happening? Like, is it a test of my resolve? Is it a clearing of my auric field? Is it releasing karmic debt? Is it God trying to make sure that I'm willing to have faith in him no matter what? Because I keep telling myself to have faith, it's going to be okay, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be okay. Like, because every time I get to the point over the last 18 months, when I get to the point where I'm like, oh, I'm working through this thing. This thing is a problem. It's going to be okay. And right as I get to the peak of going up, shit happens elsewhere. And I'm just like, what else can I clear out? Like I don't know what else I can get rid of. I mean, at this point, like, the only step that could be worse will be to have no job, no car, no family, no friends, to live under a bridge. And it's like, all of a sudden, I'm having so much compassion for, like, people that are homeless and people that have no family and that have no friends. And then wondering to myself, how did they get there? Like, did they put themselves in the situation? Was it bad choices? Or was it really, that's just what happened to them? Because I thought for years, like, if you, like, begin this video, if you do all these right things, good things will happen. That ain't true. You can do all the right stuff and still just get slammed in the face. Like this whole case that happened, I'm still just blown away by this case. Like, trying to process it all. Like, I think I was telling my fiance the other day, the thing about karma or sowing and reaping, whatever religion you want to believe in, it's a theme. Okay, it's a theme that you put in, you pull out. It's like a bank account. Okay, life is like a bank account. You put deposits in and stuff comes out. And if you've been putting shit inside the bank, shit comes back out. And if you put good inside the bank, good comes out. But also, I want to see my ledger. I would like to see my ledger. Like, I'm like, God, like, can you give me a bit of a refresh with what the rules are and how this works? Because I feel like, I've made some stupid choices. I have made some dumb choices. We all have, okay? But sometimes when the energy comes back to me, I'm going, how? Wait, if this law of attraction thing is real, what did I do, say, or feel that brought this to me? And so after all that, the final piece, that phrase final piece came out really easily. So this is the final piece, guys. Final piece that comes out is I'm driving down the highway. A car in front of me moves over to the right to reveal this beautiful semi-tire with a rim inside of it. Okay, so this tire is, 3 feet long, a foot tall, and there's a car to my left and a car to my right. And me going, well, I'm driving in a large SUV. Maybe I can straddle the tire. I should self-sacrifice my body so not to kill everyone on the road, right? Because if I hit this person, they'll reckon that person. Before you know it's a pileup of 10 cars. 12 when I said that. I was making a choice, self-sacrifice for the greater good. And it pulls the car off the road. My car on the outside looks beautiful. Nothing's wrong with it. Airbags go off. Under chassis is a little messed up. The first thing I said to my fiance, it's okay, honey. I have Gap insurance. They're going to cover this. So I call Honda 3 or 4 days later, asking, hey, so if and when they total my vehicle out, how does the Gap insurance claim work? Is there a deductible? How do I handle so I can prepare myself for the next steps? You don't have Gap insurance. What do you mean I don't have Gap insurance? Yes, I do. Like, I had Gap insurance on my CRV, right? Let me check your account. Yes. Okay, well, when I went into the room, I told them, they said, what coverages do you want? And I said, well, I'd like the same powertrain warranty, the same maintenance package, the same Gap insurance. I'd like everything to be the same. I just said I'd like everything to be the same. Those are my words. I want everything to be the same as before. Okay, sounds good, sir. Pick your monthly payment for blah, blah, blah. I checked the monthly payment. Unbeknownst to me, the first monthly payment I picked didn't have Gap insurance. I'm sure it was written, but no one explained it to me. So that's my fault, though. That's my fault, right? I didn't read the fine print. Read the fine print, guys. But then after that, they upsold me on the next thing and go, hey, do you want to protect your paint and your leather interior? Oh, yes, please, please. Oh, it's only an extra $7 a month? Yes, please. Yes, please put that in there. So I had insurance for my leather and for my paint and my powertrain and my mechanical oil changes, but I didn't have insurance for the Gap coverage. So I had a $12,000 thing with Honda. Last year and a half has been hard. We've already discussed in the last 14 minutes. It's been hard. And so my credit isn't awful. It's 605. It was 711 when I graduated college, which is impressive for an out-of-college student, right? But it's got a 605. They won't approve me for a new vehicle loan. And they call me and say to me, so we're thinking we'll just let you keep paying the regular monthly payment you've been paying until the $12,000 is paid off. I'm sorry. Huh? Yeah, I can't afford right now. Well, fingers crossed and magic happen. I'm not able to pay my regular monthly payment plus a new monthly payment for a vehicle. That's not in my vortex right now. Maybe that's the issue. It's not my vortex. Is it in your vortex? Maybe it is my vortex. It's obviously here. I'm a big believer that we have the capacity to do anything and everything based on our belief system, that our energy, I've really gotten to a point where I'm starting to think, like, we actually create life, we don't observe it. And there's a contradiction there, because there's this energy about, well, when something's happening, sit back and observe. Can you really sit back and observe? Like, if we're creating our lives at all times, how do we sit back and observe our own creation? I guess maybe we sit back and observe the things that we didn't realize we created deliberately. 1551, what does that mean? Look that up. And so, yeah. The last 18 months have been shit, is what I'm saying. And I just frozen to do the next right thing, into the unknown. The Rise of Skywalker comes out on going Thursday at 10:30 p.m. And I'm just ready. Like, I am just ready to rise out of this ash. It just feels like I don't even know what's left anymore. Like, I'm engaged now, and I love my fiance very, very dearly. And that and my mother, it's all I have right now is relationships. James, Mom, Shelby, Berkeley, my Aunt Marlene. That's all I have is my relationships. And and like I can, friends are popping in my mind, like my friend Jason and my friends at work, and I mean, it's nice to like sit back and go, love is all you need, which sounds nice, but when you have bills, you need to keep a roof over your head, and food in your fridge, and your electric on. Love doesn't pay those bills. And I just don't understand why this is all happening. Oh. Anyway. L to the 5th.